Everybody, welcome back to the show. This is the Investor Shed Podcast. I'm Nick Beveridge here with my first best friend, Jeremy Kitchen.
First and last, hopefully, if we keep all business straight. The way you said everybody, by the way, reminded me of that Backstreet Boys song, that everybody. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a good show.
Yeah, I like that. It's a catchy tune.
It's very catchy.
They don't make tunes like that these days. They make better ones.
You'd be surprised what AI can do.
That's what I've been hearing.
Have you heard AI remake like some of Eminem's songs?
No.
And he turns them into like 50s swing jazz songs. They're pretty cool.
We'll have to listen to it.
Yeah. But we're not talking about Eminem today. We're not talking about AI surprisingly today. We might dabble in it.
Maybe.
But that's not the key to it.
I think today we can take a break from AI and actually get back onto real estate.
Honestly, we could use AI in like, because we're talking about analyzing deals today and how to properly analyze a deal and your first steps to do that.
How to do it efficiently.
Yeah. And you can utilize AI for those things, but we're not going to dive into that. So
I think right now in, late 2025, I think AI isn't going to be the best tool for analyzing a deal right now.
I agree, but I also think maybe it can help you think of things that you may miss.
Yeah, but if you're hyper local and you're looking at a local deal, I would just deal with local people, and you don't need AI for that. I think if you need to venture out of state and just research other markets, I think AI can be perfect for something like that.
Yeah,
for some research, but actually analyzing a particular deal, I think it needs a little bit more nuance approach.
I agree with you.
And
for
narrow down specialists in that market.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we get into this, how was your week?
Week is good, man. Still feel like it's busy and kicking along. Just doing a lot of exterior shoots right now. People panicking about like snow's coming.
Right.
You can't have photos of snows on the ground.
And it turns out you can, though.
You can. Turns out nobody cares.
Because then your lawn doesn't have to look perfect.
Right.
I do think that there's like a fall charm, though.
There is.
Like with the leaves on the ground.
But people don't like the leaves on the ground either. Like
especially if you give a blue sky.
Yeah, people want the leaves in the trees, not on the lawn. What about the leaves on the lawn? And I tell people, I'm like, it's November.
Leave those leaves on the lawn.
Leave them alone. We're gonna make puns about leaves all day. That's all we're gonna do.
I would love to do that all day.
I won't even
leave that alone.
I was like, I won't even leave the shed for that. I'd leave my wife before I leave the shed and stop making puns. I'm just kidding, Sam. I love you.
She doesn't listen to this show.
She doesn't.
Ever.
Nope.
Yeah. Maybe once when she was on it.
Yeah. Maybe not.
I don't think she listened to that one either.
That's okay. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about analyzing deals.
Yeah. Okay. So we had our meetup last night. A great crowd. And before we got into our actual presentation, I just brought up our new spreadsheet for quickly analyzing like fix and flips.
Yeah, I love your spreadsheet.
And boy, it is a hot spreadsheet. Like people are just like jaw dropping, and it's worthy of that.
You juiced it up a little bit recently. It was pretty archaic a couple years back,
but it worked.
It was functional, but it looks a lot better than it did. Like V2 works way better than V1.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So the spreadsheet that I'm talking about for quickly analyzing, if you want to fix and flip properties, and you're planning on using hard money and you just don't know like all the numbers that you should be figuring in, if you're just listening to this on audio, you're not going to get this pleasure. But if you are watching this on YouTube or Facebook, we'll share our screen and show you kind of some of its functionality and just how quickly you can see if a deal is worthy of going after and actually looking at it in person.
And we talk about like going after deals that are worthy going after. I think it's first important to analyze what your buy box is.
Yeah.
And know exactly what a good deal is to you, because what works for you may not work for me, and what works for me probably wouldn't work for you.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. So lately I've been fix and flip lists.
Weird. What's that like?
It's not a good feeling. I've been fixing and flipping houses since 2014, and I've only had a couple of small breaks. I think last year, 2024, I probably had a 2 or 3 month break.
Okay.
From flipping homes, and that was the longest stretch in like 10 years.
How long are you on Flipless right now?
I've been flipless for like 3 weeks,
Okay.
and it's been driving me a little crazy.
I bet, man. That's why I've been probably, like,
Um,
secretly trying to
now
send you deals too, because I'm like, I don't think you're doing anything right now. Not
right.
that that's a bad thing,
Well,
but
yeah, and I have a couple of deals in the pipeline
yeah,
or that I'm working on, but they're land deals. I'm not actually fixing up a house,
right.
which is not a great thing.
Yeah,
Like, fixing up a house is like it's a huge hassle.
it is.
It's a lot of work.
Hmm.
It's definitely not the most efficient thing that you could be doing with your time,
Right.
but it's just something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Um,
There's also
and
money to be
there's a
made
lot.
in it. Like, as long
There's
as
money to
you
be
know
made.
what you're doing and you can pump deals out quickly so you don't have to sit on all your holding costs, like, yeah, you'll make money as long as you find
Yep.
the right deals.
And I have a goal of wanting to be able to finish my cabin that I'm building down, about an hour south of us.
Hmm.
It's about halfway built so far, and I need about another 120 grand to finish it up. And I don't want to take on debt
Yeah.
to do that. I want to pay all cash. So I know I've got to do probably like 3 fix and flips
Sure.
by the end of the spring or summer, to be able to help pay to finish that up. And that's just my own personal goal. That's what I want to do as a side hustle.
Yeah.
Fixing and flipping is actually a side hustle for me.
Right.
My main job is being an agent and helping, people buy and sell real estate. And I'm also a landlord, and I
Right.
collect rents these days and try to keep things managed.
I think your main job fluctuates a little bit, if I could be honest with you.
Oh, it sure does.
Like, you say your main job is agent, but then I've also seen you where you have 10 fix and flips going on, and you're like, Joe, do you got it back at the office?
Right.
And,
But it's still,
but you guys cover each other, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yep,
because she'll be doing a bunch of that too. And then you've got the team to kind of set in place so you can almost set it and forget it.
right. But to give you year to date, 2025, we've done 62 deals.
Nice. Congratulations.
As a not fix and flips.
Hmm.
So it is my main job.
Yeah. So that's
whether I'm there or not, like that main business is still, that's our main bread and butter to pay the bills.
Have most of your clients this year been either buyers or sellers?
I would say oh God, that's so good. I'd have to go back and look, but just off the top of my head, I would think that most of them would be sellers.
You think most of them would be sellers?
Yeah, but I'll go back. I can go back.
I would think most of them would be buyers based off me taking photos of your properties this year, because I don't think I've done 30 photo shoots for you this year.
Okay,
But I could be wrong. Either way, like 60 something is a pretty good number for the team.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah.
I feel like the majority of the deals I personally work on are listings.
Sure. Did you guys have a goal this year? I know we're getting sidetracked again. Sorry, America and other countries, etc. Did you have a goal on how many you wanted to be transacting in this year?
That's a good. Usually we always have a goal of around 100.
Right.
Last year when we scaled down our team and we only did 49, we actually felt like we made almost the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And we had a smaller team and less of expenses.
Sure.
So we just wanted to kind of maintain that.
Yeah. You guys trimmed a lot of the fat.
Yeah. So we did more deals this year. We made more money.
Cool. Easy peasy.
But and this is not business advice at all. My goal over the last year and a half or so has just been to chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I'm giving myself permission to, at the start of 2026, we can ramp the gas down, ramp it up again if we want. But I like the way I've had this, I like the way things have been going, where I've been kind of cashing in a little bit on everything that I've kind of built up over the last decade, and being more in a management role and not aggressively going out to get new leads.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And just trying to service what the clients we have.
Yeah.
And the opportunities I have.
Right.
And just be more reactive which is not a horrible business plan, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to copy me here. Especially if you're newer in business.
Do you have a patent pending or copyright on it?
No.
Because then people can copy you.
But the gold standard, if you're in real estate, whether you're in sales or investing, is to always be lead generating and always be prospecting and spend 80% of your efforts and time trying to bring in new business.
Mm-hmm.
At this state of my career, I'm 15 years in, we do regular, consistent things that bring in new leads anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to put all my efforts into just bringing in new stuff, I would drop a lot of balls, because we already have plenty of people that want to work with us.
Right. That
we just need to take the time to actually look and hunt for opportunities, or try to sell, focus on selling those people's houses.
Yeah.
So I don't want to really take on new business unless we grow our team. And
Yeah.
if we put another body in our office that needs new deals,
Mhm.
then we would probably pump the gas a little bit and
Sure.
ramp up lead generation
So you guys
efforts.
are running a lean machine right now, basically. So it's
Yeah.
like you made more money, you did more deals, and you got a lean machine, and everyone's like doing well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
great.
we're doing great.
Business.
Sabra's had the best year of her career as well.
That's
She's
awesome.
sold like over 12 homes.
And you guys are in like a different
Um,
season, of course, but like it's not always about the end game of like how much money do we make. It's like maybe you just help a lot of people, and you're able to actually live your life a little bit too.
right. And we've done a lot of vacations this year
Yeah.
too.
So
Just last month I went on 3 trips.
yeah.
Um, I went to Ireland, went on a road trip down to the Red Bull Rampage in Utah,
Hmm.
and then went on a hunting trip before the
There
end
you
of the
go.
month,
Yeah.
which was kind of cool. So it's kind of nice to have a lot of free time
Yeah.
right now. But I don't want to abuse it
Right.
and get too complacent.
Now's the time to take the free time for sure.
Yeah, but I think every once in a while you just have to. Otherwise, if you get too busy in this business, like you'll never have the time
Yep.
to relax and do fun stuff.
I hear you.
Yeah. Anyway, where were we going with that?
Analyzing deals.
Analyzing deals. Yes. Okay. So lately, it's been about 3 weeks. Been looking at new opportunities. I've probably analyzed like 8 to 10 properties
Okay.
and made a couple offers on
Yeah.
some.
So not a ton, but you have been still analyzing and you're still like active in it.
Yeah. Yep. So I still show up. I still show up to the office every morning that I'm not on vacation.
Good. Every day that you're not supposed to be somewhere else, you're at the
Yep.
office.
Yeah. So that's one big takeaway, everybody. I still show up. I still show up to the environment, and I don't necessarily like what I used to when I was newer in business. I'd show up and I would make calls from like 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Right.
and make sure I'm in prospecting mode and
Mhm.
bringing in new business those 2 hours. Now when I get in, I'm in responsive mode, which is not something I recommend again. But I feel like it's okay in my season
Right.
where I just want to make sure things are clean, things are being kept up with.
Yeah.
My mail is being going through, bills are getting paid on time.
This is
I want to be efficient with, making sure I'm not overspending on things and
right.
like looking over the budget and making sure that if we can make cuts here and there that are just items we're not using.
Yep.
And being there for when opportunities come up, because randomly I get calls almost every day.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I get emails, texts, or calls from people that want me to check out a deal.
Yeah.
Either just to help them or as a potential opportunity for me to buy. And I want to be there, present, and ready to immediately be able to not be distracted and like, yes, I'll look at this right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I've been working on.
Cool.
You're going to say something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, like anyone who's in real estate, specifically in the North Idaho market, notoriously, like, as soon as school starts to right about when the snow stops coming, it's a slow time for real estate. Those are your notoriously slow, like things sit on the market longer.
Somewhat. There is a little wave in between.
Sure.
So what I've noticed.
That was a broad stroke,
yeah,
of course.
What I've noticed is that, yes, when school starts, things slow down for like a week or two.
Yes.
And then once everybody gets used to school, there's still a little bit more activity that goes on till about Thanksgiving.
Sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
And then things slow down again with the holidays, and then they ramp back up.
From all the agents I talk to, from when I do my photos and stuff, I'm just like, how you guys stay busy? Like, I just try to do that kind of small talk, I guess. And everyone's like, it's drying up pretty quick. Things are sitting, and that's just what I'm hearing, right? So, like,
right, it depends on who you talk to.
Right, it does depend on who you talk to.
I mean, there's some ballers.
I'm like, I'm busy as shit, man. I don't know what you're talking.
There's agents in my office that have never been busier.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it just depends on how hard people are working.
Yeah.
You can be there's things selling in our MLS every day.
Yeah.
That hasn't stopped. So there are agents out there that will tell themselves that things are slow and they will work appropriately.
Right.
And then there's other agents that are they're just going to get it no matter what.
Right.
Because the opportunity is always out there. There's always houses. There's always people buying and selling homes every day.
Yeah.
Except for weekends because they can't close on
Right.
weekends or holidays. But what I'm trying to say is like you can get all the business you want.
Yeah.
It just depends on how hard you're willing to work or how smart you're willing to work.
I love it.
Yeah. But anyway, last night what I noticed was people were really digging I was just kind of giving my broad overview of how I efficiently look at deals, and people were asking like, oh, well, how many deals that you look at do you actually make an offer on? Or And then how many of those, get accepted?
Yeah.
And there were some great questions. So I thought maybe
Yeah.
we could just kind of go over some of that.
That's really good. It's all like a funnel, of course. So
Yeah.
let's get into it.
All right. So, like I said, me these days, I usually just sit in my office like a princess and drink my coffee and clean stuff up until an opportunity comes to me.
Mhm.
And that's been working for me because we put on these meetups every month.
Right.
We put out these podcasts. People know that I invest in real estate.
Right.
So
You've also earned that right to just
Yeah.
like sit and not go after and chase after deals, by the way. Like
Yeah.
you've been doing this long enough. You have a good track record. People
Thanks.
who work with you know that you can get shit done.
Yeah.
And that's encouraging, right? So specifically from a wholesaler, like if you're having trouble wholesaling your deal, like bring it to Nick.
Right.
And you know a lot of people, if you can't handle it, you can probably find somebody that can handle it.
Right. So if you're not in my position, which a lot of people aren't, unfortunately, at least you can take away this next step. When an opportunity comes,
Mhm.
whether you've personally gone out there or you got it referred to you, here's how you can see if it makes sense as a fix and flip,
Yeah.
or a potential buy as a hold. So for instance, you just a couple of days ago, you were out shooting a house, and an agent said, "Hey, there's going to be a big fixer. They're super motivated. The guy hasn't, put it on the market a while. He doesn't want to fix anything."
Yep.
It was up in Priest River.
Mhm.
It actually just hit the market yesterday, finally.
What I loved about it, the reason why I texted you first off, it was right next to our other flip that we did a couple years ago.
Yeah.
On Shorties. It was like a half mile away from Shorties.
Yeah. And I'm gonna share my screen and go over this property.
And you know what's weird? Like I was so in like ginger snap mode, like I almost didn't text you about it. I was just like, oh, I'm shooting another garbage house today. Like sometimes I shoot mansions, sometimes I shoot hoarder houses. And I got there and I'm just like, this might make perfect sense for Nick.
Yeah.
Just like I was running the numbers in my head. I'm like, Nick likes Priest River. He's done it out here before.
It's a disaster. It's right off the highway.
It's like cosmetically good. Like it's cosmetically structurally sound,
but a cosmetic nightmare.
Yeah.
Did you see in the garage?
I didn't.
All the mold. Oh, there's mold all over the garage.
Gross.
Like something. Yeah. But anyway,
it was terrifying shooting there. So there's no electricity in this house, by the way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And you'll see by the photos, but
years.
like there was like animal heads everywhere.
Yep. So,
so
if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, I've shared my screen here. This is the house that we're talking about. It's a larger 2,000 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-story on almost an acre, right off the highway in Priest River. And what myself and the listing agent agreed was the after repair value was probably right around $400,000 if this thing was all fixed up and move-in ready. Was probably a pretty good estimate. And you can see the kitchen actually didn't look too bad. There's trash everywhere. But the floor
mattress
plan
in the kitchen,
you can see all the drywall that was cut up at the bottom. That means there was a flood in the house.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some subfloor to replace. The bathrooms have to be gutted and redone because there were leaks. That when you've been in a house that has been the power's been cut off for a couple of years, expect all the plumbing to be bad.
Yeah.
That's just natural.
How long was the power off in this one? Did they tell you?
A couple of years.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't ask that question. I just
and
these photos do them like way better justice than it actually looks too. You get in there, it's so dark in that house,
and it smells, and it's cold.
Yep.
And there's a lot to fix, and there's a lot outside. Being on an acre, easier to sell an acre, but harder to clean up an acre.
Yeah, it's true.
So you got to really
more
just
to do,
know
more
that
potential.
there's a lot more cleanup on the property,
right?
With the garage and outbuildings, anyway. Before I ever saw photos or anything, it was just this house was just described to me, and he said he was going to list it for $250. And we thought, maybe there's like $30,000 worth of repairs here,
right.
And it actually sounded like a deal. So I pulled up my spreadsheet, which I'm showing you now on my screen. And the cool thing about this spreadsheet is that you only have to fill out 7 boxes. And if you really want to, you can only fill out 3 and still get a real good idea if this is worth looking at.
Yeah.
So the first 3 are, what can you purchase it for?
Right.
What's your rehab cost going to be? And what's your ARV? And the ARV means after repair value. So what could that property be worth after it's fixed up?
Yeah. And fixed up to what you mean as like what the neighborhood says it should be fixed up to, not over renovated, right? Because you can over renovate, you can under renovate. That's like what normal house in this neighborhood should kind of look like, right? Just normal, typical finishes.
Yeah. So when I spoke to this agent, it sounded like over the phone, there's probably about 30 grand worth of repairs here. It's because I looked at the listing from just 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a move-in ready house. The guy just destroyed it. And I
Gotcha.
figured, how much can you destroy a house in 3 years? And I just guessed maybe $10,000 a year
Sure.
of destroying
Yeah.
um
Plus the flood.
is appropriate. I didn't know about the flood.
Right.
So I'm just guessing, maybe 30 grand, because I saw photos from 3 years ago, and it was a fine house. So maybe 30 grand is appropriate. It was just a guess. And when you can see on this fix and flip calculator that if you look at the net profit, it's green.
Right.
Green means that's a good. And the net margin, 18%, that's good. Anything over 15% usually lights up green for me.
Cool.
Like, hey, this is a good deal that we can go look at.
What does net margin mean?
Net margin means like what's based off the cash involved.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a percentage of return can you expect
Sure.
after all expenses are
Okay.
considered? And the other cool thing about this spreadsheet is, see these buy-in options.
Mhm.
It says that you could pay. Oh, before we get to that, let's look at these other boxes that I recommend you fill out.
Yeah. Yeah.
The renovation days. So I was guessing, if it's $30,000, you could figure about 30 days of repairs. And who knows? We're going through the winter, spring. It could take some time to sell. So
Sure.
120 days is extra conservative. Let's
Mhm.
just throw that in there. That way you can figure all the interest.
Right.
I usually get 100% of the purchase price finance, and then I usually finance myself or pay for
Private.
renovation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And any other down payment costs.
And you do that through
holding
hard money,
costs.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got this set defaulted to 100%,
Mm-hmm.
and then points. Now, most people pay 2 to 4 points.
Sure. That's pretty
I
standard.
pay 1 point because I actually do a lot of due diligence for my lender.
Right.
So he doesn't have to do any extra due diligence. He could just look over a deal in 15 minutes and see if it's worth going or not.
Yeah.
So this isn't typical, but usually I pay 1 point. 10% interest, that's common.
Yep.
So you can usually leave that there. And that's all you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
So my initial numbers look like, actually now 19% net margin because I changed the renovation days to 30.
Sure.
Projected net profit, if all these numbers were exact, 77. Hey, quick commercial break here. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I really do appreciate it. If you want to give back, let me help you buy a house, or I can help you sell a house. It's the only way I make money when I'm not investing in real estate. I don't make money on this podcast or the events I do, but I do make money only when I help people buy and sell houses. So if you're looking for your next investment and you're here in North Idaho, I want to help you personally. If you are not in North Idaho, I can still help you out. I have a vast network of referral partners all across the country, and I can find the right real estate investor savvy agent for you so you don't have to. It doesn't cost you a thing. Thank you for your support. Back to the show. 7,000.
Right.
The cool thing about this spreadsheet is it already has figured in your average closing costs, which includes your escrow fee, your title policy, wiring fees, excise tax. If it's in Idaho, is 0 because it's an Idaho deal.
Yep.
If you're in Washington, you want to change that. Lender's title policy, deed recording. It's also got in here your insurance monthly, utilities monthly. You can always change that if you want to, but you don't have to. It's just already figured in, something that's pretty conservative.
What's a lender's title policy?
A lender's title policy, if you're getting a loan, the title company has to charge an extra fee.
Yep.
To make sure that they do they can foreclose on it one day if they have to.
Yeah, yeah. So basically puts them in that first position lien, saying that, like, yeah, we own this house. If anything happens, you own it. They're financing it, basically.
It's a title policy for the lender that the buyer gets to pay for.
Yep.
So,
yep. Easy.
And the cool thing about this spreadsheet too is it also has figured in your selling costs. If you go to fix and flip this, it's figuring an average of you're paying 3% to a buyer's agent, 3% to a list agent. You can change that if you want to. If you're an agent, you're like, I don't want to pay myself a commission. You can change that and make your spreadsheet a little more accurate.
Do you just have to change the percent, or do you have to change the number to make that happen?
You can change. You click on, like, right here, 12 grand, and you can see the code shows that it's 3%, so you can change that to whatever.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. But I usually just leave it blank, and I usually just pay myself a commission on deals these days because it's a separate business and I keep things separate.
Except for your bank account.
Yep. So I went and looked at this property yesterday morning. I walked through it. actually, sorry, it was the morning before. Went and then I saw all the mess. And then I saw that it was water damaged like crazy.
Mhm.
And there was also questions about the well
Mhm.
and the septic system. I didn't find any tag on the well. I figured that was going to be an issue. There's a lot more going on with this property.
Sure.
And I figured when I just did my rough math, knowing that, and this is how I came up with this, but I figured it would cost about 75,000 based off other properties that I've done that were
Sure.
similar.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I go back to this spreadsheet, I'm going to change a couple things.
Okay.
I'm going to change this to, because I went back to my office,
Mhm.
$75,000 for the rehab,
Ooh, look at that.
and probably now 75 days
Right.
for
Flood damage,
renovation.
there's a little bit more than you
It's going to
thought.
take longer, to renovate. And just rule of thumb for me, this is me, this isn't what I've been taught, but I've just kind of noticed, figure 1 day for every $1,000 that you're spending
Okay.
on a renovation. So if you have a $60,000 budget, figure it's going to take a couple months, 60 days.
Sure.
If you have a $100,000 budget, figure it's going to take about 100 days.
That's a
Um,
good rule of
so
thumb.
just to, and this could
Kind of gives you a
change,
beacon of light, of
but
course,
on
but
average, I've noticed when you're renovating and things arenn't just sitting there and you have people working
Mhm.
constantly, you're going to spend about $1,000 a day
Sure.
on average.
Yeah.
So that's my new rule of thumb.
Okay.
So there's more days to sell it because you're going through the winter and all that. But
Right, right, right.
so now all of a sudden you can see net profit still showing a profit potentially of 28,000, but your net margins in the red. This is risky.
Right.
If you're not going to get 400,000, or if it's going to cost more, you're at risk
Yep.
of now losing money because you got a tight net margin of only 7%.
What if
You
you
should
send
be
this?
over 15 to cover overages.
Yeah.
And maybe the market's shifting and it not selling for as much.
Sure. And if you came to me with this deal saying like, "Hey, Jeremy, I'd like to partner exactly how it is right here on the screen,"
Yeah.
this would make me probably say no just by like looking at
Sure.
this,
Yeah,
right?
it says
If you said like,
it's
"Hey,"
red.
yeah, it's red in the margin, but you said net profit's 28,000. Like if you came to me and said like, "Hey, we might make 28,000, but it's
Yeah.
skeptical," I would probably say no on just
Right.
this exactly. Yes.
So what did I do?
What did you do?
Well, after I did that, I looked over here
Mhm.
and it said buy-in options.
Cool.
This is ideal for most flippers right
Mhm.
here, 70%. It says I can pay up to 205.
Cool.
Okay. Let's push this to 205. 205. Dot, dot, dot. If I do
Back in
205,
the green.
I'm back in the green with my net margin at 18%, acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
75,000 potential net profit. So you know what I did? I made an offer for 200 grand.
Uh-huh.
Knowing that I'd be comfortable going up another 5,000
Right.
if we negotiated a little bit.
Yeah.
And it took about until last night to realize that he didn't want to accept that and he put it on the market and they got 3 offers.
Okay.
Fine by me.
Totally fine. Yep.
But I tried. I
Yeah.
gave it a shot.
Is it pending already?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But it might. I think he said he got 3 offers or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's other people out there willing to pay more than I am, or maybe they'll try to negotiate later.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I've lost
Right.
at all. I just feel like I gave it a shot and this stuff happens.
Right. It's important to know too that like, every time you offer on a property, and we'll get into how many you make offers on and how many get accepted, but like majority of them don't get accepted. Unless like
right.
you like have like
the majority of the deals I look at, I don't buy.
Right. And it's important to like not get, I guess, butthurt.
No.
It's just business. Like I'm sure the
Not at
agent's
all.
the agent's
I don't
not
care.
like offended. The guy's not offended you put in that offer, even if they are, screw them.
I
It doesn't
gave it a
matter.
shot. I'm a robot at this point.
Right. You should
when
be.
it comes to like the numbers, because I know I've done enough deals now to know approximately what a property could cost to fix up.
Mm-hmm.
And I try not to be too optimistic anymore about that.
Right.
But what saved me in the past is I used to actually be a little bit too optimistic about what something would cost, and I'd almost always like go double over budget.
Sure.
But I would also be a little extra conservative about what something would resell for, which helped me in the long run. But what also helped me was that most of my flipping career, the market's been appreciating.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
But the moment it didn't, I started losing money on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this is flipping 101 is don't count on the market to appreciate for you
That's true.
and fix your mistakes. Just stick to your guns, stick to your numbers. Eventually,
Yeah.
you're going to find deals where the price doesn't matter to the seller as much as you being able to close.
Yeah.
And those are the deals. I've done 5 this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I have 2 more in progress that are they're land deals.
Sure.
But I'm really sticking to my numbers, and I'm being pickier. I went and saw another property in Elmira yesterday.
Where's that at?
That was in Elmira.
Yeah. Tell me.
So do you know where Samuels is? North of Sandpoint?
Yeah.
So it's just north of
Okay.
Samuels.
Cool.
Like almost halfway to Bonner's Ferry,
Okay.
but not quite that far.
Yeah. In between Sandpoint and Bonners Ferry.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that was a deal that I was kind of also committed to from a wholesaler without seeing it, and then I went and checked it out, and then it just didn't work out anymore.
Yeah.
But I'll show you quickly.
Before you do that, you're obviously not sharing your screen
I'm
at
not
the
sharing my
moment.
screen.
But what I love about your fix and flip calculator is like you put in these base numbers of like, okay, here's what it is, here's what the cash price is, here's all the numbers. Once you start analyzing your renovation days and what it costs, it tells you, I love that buy-in options right there where it says like, hey,
Yeah.
this number is where it's a good deal. This number is where it's a maybe good deal. This number is where you should definitely pass. And it just, again, it gives people that beacon of being like, okay, would I possibly make money on this? Because I think that's where analyzing starts. Am I going to make money?
True. Yeah. So here's another one I looked at yesterday. I'm not going to pull up the property, but I'll just describe it to you. It was 5 acres.
Okay.
Getting foreclosed on.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that it sold 12 years ago for 120 grand on salary financing, but it was on the market for 1,276 days.
Was this a house or land?
This was a house with land.
Okay, gotcha.
The house was in very bad shape, and the utilities were questionable. I think they were pulling water from a creek.
Gotcha.
What I didn't realize until
Wow.
So the wholesaler was able to get it for 100 grand and willing to assign it to me for 125. And I knew that properties in that area in general, especially if they have utilities, they're worth at least 200 grand or so.
Sure.
So let's go over here to our spreadsheet, and we'll use the same spreadsheet. What's cool about spreadsheets is you can just change a couple of numbers and then you're working on a different deal.
Yep.
You don't have to like open a new spreadsheet. So we're going to use the same one as the last one and just switch a couple of boxes. And
I like to copy it every time I use it. I like to copy it and then have one for that specific deal so I can just go back in and see where I was at.
Yeah. All right. So here's what I anticipated. I got photos of this property. It looked like they said that it's a tear down house, but I can buy it for 125,000, and I saw trash all over the property. And what came to my mind was, well, I got a dump trailer. I could just
Yeah.
Why don't I spend a few $1,000s just doing a trash out and then just put it on the market for 200 grand?
Yeah, see what happens.
So on the spreadsheet, before I went out there,
That's a wholesale, by the way.
yeah, but I would close on it. So $125,000 purchase price. I figured $5,000 because you're always going to spend some money on a property.
Yeah, you're not going to not.
5,000 is kind of my minimum, and ARV of 200,000. So the plan was not to fix up the house or tear the house down.
Right.
It was just to clean stuff up, just get it, get all the trash out, all the trash out the property. There's like dumpsters full of, there's probably a good week, a few days,
Sure,
of maybe paying people $1,000 a day.
right.
So this is why I have 5,000, and I have 5 days in the renovation days.
Okay.
And then for time to sell, land can take sometimes a little bit longer. So I'm going to put 180 days.
And this is the one that was on the market for
we'll give it-
1,200 days or whatever is what you said, right?
Right.
Okay. Wow.
So this is what I was kind of looking at before I went to look at the property. Cash purchase price of 125, rehab of 5,000, ARV of 200, and look at that net profit after all expenses. Even if you wait a half a year to sell it, with holding costs.
Would you hard money this one too? With that one? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Net profit of 42,711, and it's in the green. Net margin of 21%. And it says that, dude, I'm buying this at almost a wholesale price.
Yeah.
Looks almost too good to be true. So instead of buying it, I went and looked at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, when can I go check it out?
Right.
I was able to check it out yesterday with the owner,
Mhm.
and I noticed a problem as soon as I pulled up. When I pulled up, there was no parking near the house. I had to pull up kind of off the street. I couldn't even really get off the street completely. And
Wanna
there's
keep
this
sharing
little
screen.
section. Oh,
Bring it back to us so people
yeah,
can
sure.
see our pretty faces.
Good point. Um, Here we go. Sorry about that.
No, I just wanted to. Yeah. So you see the
So
spreadsheet now. We can kind of get the
yeah,
emotion behind it.
so I pull up, and I can't really get my car. It was a nice drive, by the way.
Mhm.
What I really like to pay attention to too is like neighbors and stuff. When you're looking out at acreage
Yeah.
properties, like is someone going to be upset as they drive into this? How's the road?
Right.
Or is it really backwoods hillbilly-ish, like all
Mhm.
kinds of trailers everywhere? It wasn't that bad. It was nice. Got to the property, but I couldn't pull in all the way. There, the guy had like a trailer and a couple of cars, and I had to kind of like somewhat get halfway in the road, half out of the road. And he's like, "Yeah, you can stay there." Um,
Okay.
he met me at the road,
Mhm.
and then we had to. And I opened the door, and I was kind of anticipating this, but I got this waft of nasty smells
Okay.
coming from their property. I don't know, 100 yards away, 200 yards. I can't think of yards, but a
Yeah.
football
Yeah.
field away, maybe.
Okay. Sure.
Was their actual house. And we had to walk across this weird wooden dilapidated bridge over the creek
Okay.
to their house. And red flag went off in my head. Oh, you can't drive to the house
Got it.
on this property. Accessing the actual house, you have to walk here.
Mhm.
Um, you know,
In
that's
its current state.
in its current state.
Yeah.
And there's dogs everywhere, there's trash everywhere, which I don't care.
Sure.
That's stuff I know how to, but that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's an inconvenience for somebody.
Mhm.
And then I asked him to tell me about the well. He's like, "Oh, there's no well. We pull water from the creek. It does dry up during the summer, but the fairgrounds, they have free water you can go get." And I'm like, "Great, that's going to be an issue for people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to have to figure drilling a well, but
Mhm.
it is very shallow." He said, "Oh, it's very shallow though. You try, digging for a fence post,
Right.
and you're going to hit water." I'm like, "Okay, so maybe a cheap well." I'm
Yeah.
thinking in my head, 10 grand maybe to put in a well, but
Sure.
immediately what I'm thinking is we got a problem with the access
Mhm.
and 10 grand for a well.
Not going great.
Yep. And I'm thinking, what might solve this is if this house really isn't a tear down.
Right.
Like, he's like, "Do you want to see in the house?" He's like, "It's a tear down." I'm like, "Yeah, I'd like to see it," because some people say it's a tear down. It's really not that bad.
Right.
Um, I remember once buying a house like 10 years ago. Somebody thought it was a tear down, and it was a $400 fix on the roof. And it was so some people's
Yeah. Yeah.
ideas of a tear down are it can be pretty radical.
Right.
We start walking in this house, and I wanted to leave immediately.
Yeah.
And he can sense that, and he's like, "Do you even want to see this?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "You're totally right. This is a tear down."
Yeah. Yeah. This you were
And
right.
and I've never
Congratulations.
actually said that to somebody, but the house smelled bad. I was walking through poop,
Oh yeah.
just ruining my boots.
Yeah.
Um,
Human poop.
at- Human, dog poop, who knows?
Sure.
All the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Is this where he lives currently?
yeah, him and 9 people.
Whoa.
And they're moving to West Virginia. These are the kind of people you deal with.
Yeah,
though,
yeah, yeah,
once in a
yeah.
while when you're buying an off-market deal that this would not do well in the MLS.
Right.
So I'm walking back to my car, and I'm looking for a puddle to clean my boots off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And doing some math in my head, and I'm starting to think to myself, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
I'd like it to work.
Mhm.
This is a good opportunity. I can see potential here. It's a nice area in general.
Sure.
But what does a bridge cost to put in where you can drive over it, and what's going to be involved there?
Right.
And then drilling a well, and then dealing with this, and so instead of overthinking it, I just went back to my work,
Mhm.
and I pulled up the spreadsheet, and I put in probably more of a conservative but realistic figure of what if I put 45,000 into cleaning it up.
Uh-oh.
And
Yep.
immediately it turned into, oh, I might make 2 grand on this deal, and I'm not going to pull up the spread, but just imagine everybody out there that I pulled up the spreadsheet and I just changed one number,
Yep.
and all of a sudden it turned red.
Mhm.
And it's that easy. And so I called the wholesaler. I apologized. I said, "Dude, I didn't realize that there's a bridge, like I've kind of
Yeah.
build a bridge for access, and the creek dries up during the summer, so there's no water during the summer.
Right.
I'm like, this is this isn't a project for me.
Yeah.
I
And
apologize.
you're well within like your due
But I did
diligence.
tell him,
Yeah.
I'm like, I still think you're gonna be able to wholesale this.
Yeah.
And he did that day,
Cool.
yesterday.
Nice.
So he was able to still assign it that day.
Very
so
cool.
I didn't feel bad. But
Was this Andrew?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I've been this, and that's probably the 9th deal I passed on over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And so I've been looking heavily at stuff and just passing. There was another one on Dakota and Hayden, where I quickly pull up the spreadsheet,
Yeah.
and it makes no sense. And then and I sent him a screenshot. I'm like, yeah, sorry, it doesn't make sense. And I can just send him the spreadsheet, like, sorry that not enough, the net margins are a little slim for me.
Yeah.
And he's like, immediately what the wholesaler did, the guy I've never met before, like within a minute or two, he dropped his price by 20 grand. And he's like, how does this work? If you know, and I punched it in and I sent him back my spreadsheet. Sorry, still a little too tight for me.
Yeah.
I certainly appreciate that and your
that's awesome.
opportunity, but I have to be a little realistic with my numbers.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Cool.
So I'm still on the hunt.
Cool.
And this is a great way of not having to overthink
Yeah.
things, and just you let the spreadsheet tell you yes or no,
Right.
before you go much further.
Right.
Now, just because it says yes doesn't mean the next step.
Right.
If I get something under contract, is I'll get a home inspection, and I'll want to firm up my numbers,
Right.
and make sure that they're accurate.
Yeah. Sometimes it works in your benefit. Sometimes it doesn't work in your benefit. Sometimes I'm assuming, pretty close to what you were imagining it would be.
Yeah.
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 Like, I mean, just it's nice that you pay those home inspections. Like, what? It's like $600 to get a home inspection.
A few hundred bucks, $500 to $600, depending on how big the house is.
Sure. I mean, like, that just you spend $500, and people, I think a lot of people would scoff at that. But that $500
It's always been worth it.
Yeah, that $500 could save you like tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh, and negotiating too.
Yeah.
Like
it's a negotiating tactic. Yeah.
The last one I got on a flip that I still have under contract that the sellers still have yet to sign.
Oh, the Kellogg one.
The Kellogg one. But the inspection, actually, the inspector was actually pretty happy with the house in general, but he did catch something I didn't realize. He thought the roof was bad, and I would eventually need to replace it. I had to pay him $500, but I was able to get the sellers to drop the price by $5,000.
There you go.
If I never got that inspection, I would have never have asked for that.
10x.
So it was a 10x investment,
right?
Even though right now it's a loss because I didn't close on the property yet, but it's still a good idea to get a third party's opinion where they're not biased and they just do their job to try to find problems.
Yeah. How quickly, between when you say like, yes, I will buy this property, to you getting a home inspector out there, how long does that typically take for that to?
I'm usually making calls that day.
Sure.
To line something up.
Sure.
So usually within 2 to 3 days.
How many people do you normally call to make that happen?
Home inspectors?
Yeah.
Home inspectors? 1 or 2.
Yeah. So your 1 or 2 people in your pipeline will usually take care of you. You don't have to.
Yeah. You don't have to have 1,000.
Get, oh shit, like, oh, I need a home inspector immediately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most home inspectors are, kind of, they're used to scheduling something to just, within a day or two.
On a whim.
Yeah. Because someone gets a house under contract and they have 5 business days to go through their inspections. It's kind of more of a standard these days.
Sure.
So they do have to kind of get on it pretty quick, or they have to get an extension.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I think that's a really good thing. And we've done that on all of our flips that we've done together too. And I just, like, every time you do it, I'm like, dude, thank you so much for just taking that like little bit of due diligence.
It's always worth it.
Yeah.
And it's something I resisted for so long. And then when I got back in the habit of it, it's like, oh yeah, this makes sense.
And what I love about it is it gives you that scope of work too, right? So you get that home inspection and then you just send that off to your subs and say, like, this is what I need you to do.
Yep.
And there's no confusion there.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like, oh, maybe change the hardwood, maybe change the subwood. Like, no, like, you got to change the subfloor. Just make it happen.
Yeah.
There's
budgeted. Mold in the attic and it's right here.
Yeah. Here it is. Fix it.
Yeah.
Very cool. So you're still on the hunt for other deals then? I mean,
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. But right now I got to be on the hunt for a haircut because it's getting pretty bad.
It's not, dude, you look great.
Oh, thanks.
I know you lotion your hair. It actually works pretty well. You got some nice little curls going.
Well, you saw me. I just got out of the shower before we started this.
Me too.
Yeah.
You can do what I do and buzz my head, and that was $3.99. Other than time.
So tempted.
Other than time. but you have to spend time to get your haircut too. So it's not like there's not a loss there for time.
Yeah.
I know you're a guy who doesn't
I've shaved my head once with you, but I look like a total racist.
Yeah, you
So I don't think I can pull it off.
big old tough guy, I think.
I look so racist, and I just can't shave my head like that anymore.
No, I get it. That was, it was a long time ago when you shaved your head, but it was fond memories for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Anyway, how would people get a hold of this spreadsheet? Like, I know there's a lot of them out there, but if anyone wanted to use the one you have, how do they do that?
They can join our school community, which will be a link on this YouTube page, or I think now there'll be a link anywhere you get this podcast.
Yeah.
In the descriptions, or just reach out to us.
Yeah.
Comment. We don't get a lot of comments on our stuff, so if you just want to comment, just say, "Hey, can you send me that?" And then we'll get in touch and send you it. It's pretty easy. It's just a downloadable spreadsheet.
Yeah,
and
that one's on your website too, though, right?
But I use it every day.
Yeah.
It's not. You can go to our website to request it.
Gotcha.
So we got a new website, and it doesn't let us really have the feature where someone could just download something.
But that's okay.
But you can just put in your info and just request it, and then we email it to you.
Right. So NorthIdahoREI.com is still where it's at, right?
NorthIdahoREI.com. You click on the investor tab, and you just send us a quick request, and we will just email it right to you, and we'll probably even say, like, I hope you have a great day.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, so going back to your cabin, though, obviously, I know we're kind of switching gears a little bit, but I think we got everything we needed out of like analyzing, and
I
what
think
you kind
so.
of do that too.
Yeah, just the upfront analyzing deals before you get in.
Yeah. So obviously, you said you need about 120 grand for your cabin, and you plan on doing that with these fix and flips, right? So how many fix and flips do you think it'll take, or how many do you think you envision it takes for you to reach that goal of paying all cash for your cabin?
About 3 more flips.
3 more flips.
Yep.
So about $40,000 a flip, give or take.
Yeah, I was hopefully 50 or so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Would be ideal.
Yeah.
But it's more about the net margin for me.
Right.
And the time invested and stuff than it is like, oh, I've got to make 100 grand per deal, or 60 or 70 or whatever it is.
Right.
Every deal is going to have its own profit that comes with it, and risk.
Yeah.
So I'm more concerned with, like, hey, is this as least risky as it can be, and do the profits work for me?
It's risk versus time management.
So like I can take on the lower price deals can have lower profits and be just fine. The higher price deals I'm trying to stay away from.
Yeah.
Because it just can cost a lot to be, if you're north of 600,000,
right?
It's just a slow market and risky, and there's a lot of price drops right now.
Yep.
So I'm trying to stay in the more obtainable price points.
Yeah. You normally do that anyway, though.
Yeah. Normally.
I mean, like, there have been a couple like new builds, of course, where you guys built a little bit higher than what the median price point was.
Yep.
But
and it's been a struggle.
It's been a struggle for the most part, though. Like, as long as I've known you preach like median price point, and just like staying in that price affordability where people are buying houses. I mean, you've got all the numbers that says where people are buying what, and you really try to hone into that. I really like that about it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the 475 to 500 price point right now is a really good. That's where it seems to be the most action currently over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
But anywhere from 400,000 to 600,000, I would say that would be like the medium where most of the action is in general.
Okay, cool.
If you wanted to broaden the net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've still got some funds available in the HELOC, and I can find other ways to get you money if you ever want to partner on anything.
Sounds good. Yeah. Let's keep looking.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can wrap this up. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining.
Let us know if you guys have an idea for a show in the future. We'd love to hear it. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much for checking out the Investor Shed podcast. If you enjoyed your time, make sure to leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Follow along on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at The Investor Shed for shorts and promos about each episode. Do you want to be a guest or know someone who has great real estate investing advice and stories? Reach out to us at theinvestorshed@gmail.com.